It's spring. Therefore, it begins. This is not the final product, it's just a dummying to give me an idea of what this is going to look like. There is one thing I'm going to modify. Small pipes, I have no trouble at all doing an exact 2 feet across. I put the SX42 cabinet down here, and there's too much bumpy bump going on, and I don't want the cabinet damaged, so this spar, they're going to be just joggled over a little bit. Probably this will be 2 1/4 feet, possibly, and then whatever's left on this end. They're going to be just joggled over, so there's plenty of breathing space for this. As for breathing space for tube heat, plenty of it. So, first thing I got to do, put the shelves together. One thing that's going to come in handy is the helper bench that I built last summer when I built the split level workbench. It becomes its own little bench in its own right, and you can see some warpage there. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put Titebond down here in the middle, and then I'm going to use these flanges and attach them, and I'm just going to go ahead and screw them in, and that's going to serve as an effective clamp, and I may go ahead and use clamps on the rest of them. So I need a total of 5 of these. This is the board for the base. And everything else, shelf-wise, has been cut. So the base will go down here. There's a board that's going to have to be like 4 inches high to hold everything up. And that last one up here is not fastened together yet. I've just got screws in it to clamp it down, along with some clamps to make it nice and even. So the only thing I've got to do is, when I start reassembling this thing again, is I've got to see why in the world it's pitched this direction so sharply. Not sure what that is. It's just probably some of these need to be screwed down tighter. But that's not a problem as of right now, because all I'm doing is trying to get the shelves glued together. I went ahead and mudded a couple of areas that needed it, and so here, probably in the next day or so, I'll be ready to sand and stain these things. And then once that's done, the tallest board up here, that's going to be the convenience panel. See if I can get that mounted. I built the base, 4 shelves. Dummy here thought, I think 2 of the larger shelves were still screwed together, and Dummy here thought he could lift that up. Well, he was sadly mistaken and hurt himself, but not bad. A little blood. Blood is a good thing. I call it a good luck charm. If you bleed, it's going to be a hell of a good project. So here's what's just been done as of tonight. That base has been done. That's 4 inches high, and then just to give it strength, I put another sheet of plywood underneath it to strengthen it. And then you got 1 level, you got your 2 levels, then the 2 larger levels for the Hallicrafters units and any other assortments. So looking at it here, let's see, it is about 6 inches higher than I am, so I must say, not bad. And the large bore, the convenience panel, I wanted to make sure everything fits, and yeah, it does. So the next thing I need to do, I'm still trying to fit this damn thing in. I can just barely get it in frame. The next thing I need to do is to take that apart, start sanding, and start finishing. Oh, and by the way, I do not believe this thing is going to be moved in one piece. I believe it's going to have to be in stages, because I don't mind telling you, this thing was a ball buster. Just lifting it up as is. I guarantee you, it ain't going anywhere once it's installed. Alright. Here's the finished product. That's the stain that's on it. Of course, the front and the back are not going to have any view whatsoever, so they're unstained. And I'm going to have to leave this just as it is because it's an oil-based stain. I'd like to get this in the house today, start putting it together. And I was trying some coping molding. That's chock full of fail. That's not going to work, so I'm just going to leave this bare. And I don't think it's going to be as butt ugly as it may look like, but the stain worked real well. Still a little tacky. It's not too bad. It shouldn't mark anything up. I was thinking about putting polyurethane on this, but then again, it's not going to be needing water or anything like that. This is the last shelf. This is the one that's going on the very top, the cap. And I probably still have the labels on here. I don't care. I just want to get this thing done and on there. I can cut those off later. And it's stained, ready to go. This one here is going to be going over on the end. I just have it there for balancing purposes. And then I've got this little Dujimaflabi. I have a Kuhn Electronics, K-U-H-N, VHF receiver that does FM and public service band, and it needed an antenna, so I put together an auto antenna. And I just want to let you guys know there's some safety issues here. Went to cut this piece of metal to hold the auto antenna in place, and was cutting these out so I could have cut the bigger hole. Well, one of these, the drill bit caught the metal, and I wound up with this. Got gashed pretty good. So on top of the expenses for wood and all this, I now have an expense for a tetanus shot. If any of you remember the Saturday Night Live episode with they did a parody of Julia Child with blood going all over the place, that's exactly what happened here. And in a younger day, I would have been in a panic. It's like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. I looked at that and I was like, oh god damn it. And all I did was I just took a rag and compressed it. And I said, I'm finishing this. Cut it one-handed, finished the rest of it, painted it, sanded it. It's all set to go. So now, this thing is ready to go up on the existing shelves, and then it's a matter of getting that thing stained and ready to go. Well, here it is, about 98% finished. I'm just going down the list here because I just don't have any room to work with still. The waste can's going down here, and I got a telephone to put in this section. I haven't done it yet. Spools of all my wire, battery holder, 3 pipes holding all of my diddle sticks, a pencil sharpener, more spools to hold dial string and other things, and then all of my test leads. I'm just going to back up, give you an idea how big this thing is. It is huge. Already got the Hallicrafters on there. You can see it goes all the way at the top. I have the SX42 speaker over there. The 62s is over here. And they're in that particular order because that one's shorter. If I put the 42 one in this spot, the fan would smack into it. But all the room in the world now. So now it's just a matter of time where I finish this up fully with that telephone and start loading this thing up with radios. Let me see if I can get in here one more time. Pardon the mess. these shelves and such, where the old bookshelf used to be, where the new one is at, I'm going to use the material to make some more shelves within there, because you see there's a lot of wasted space. I can do better. So, yeah, I still can't get it because it's just so damn big, but this will give you an idea. This is the shelving part. Be a nice partition between my workbench and the computer desk. And that's already one other thing. You'll notice way off in the corner there's that little auto antenna for the VHF radio. Works beautifully. I may have to put an extender, a little more cable on it. But otherwise, stick a fork in it. This part is done.